All right, today on Jill of All Trades, I'm going to show you the basics on putting vinyl siding on your own house. You actually can do it. So if you want to side a house or a garage like we're doing today, or if you've damaged part of your siding, maybe your grill got too close to the house and you need to repair it, I'm going to show you how to do it. First thing you need to know is when you have the plywood, to get it up to code, you actually have to have some kind of house wrap on it, and that's what we have here, and that is just large sheets of this plastic kind of fabric almost that's breathable, and you just tack it up like this. It's just a hammer staple gun. Just pull it tight. It doesn't have to be perfect. So we've got a little space here, and we're going to tape that down. You can see we've got tape, and we'll just tape it to the plywood. So what the house wrap is just another moisture barrier to try to keep water out. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it does help if we kind of seal it up there with some tape. This is all going to get covered, so we don't have to make it look real pretty. All right, so the next thing we need to talk about is the starter strip. It's a little aluminum piece that you put on that your first row of siding hooks onto. In this application, we actually did a little flashing here because we're putting the siding on above stone. Normally, you wouldn't have to do that if you're just starting at the bottom of the wall of your house. You don't need that flashing, you just need the starter strip. But what you need the starter strip to be is as level as possible, as exact as you can get that. You need to get it level because that's your starting point. If you're off when you start, it's going to be off and not level all the way up the wall. Okay, so I've got my chalk line. You can see right there. And we're going to hold that starter strip right up to it. I've got some helpers helping hold it in place, and then we're going to nail it in. This is a little tougher because I'm also going through the flashing. All right, now we're at the point where we need to put up what we call J channel. It's called J channel because it looks like a J. This goes up against all of your trim, or your doorways, your windows, things like that are all going to get J channel up against it. Now, you can actually have it match your trim. We did white up against white here, or some people have it match their siding color. Our siding color is going to be a beige color, but we're doing it against the trim, or the same trim color, so that it's almost like an extra line of trim on the house. All right, let me show you how this goes. Okay, so when we talk about putting up J channel, we say think like a raindrop. You have to think about how water is going to shed down the house. So you don't want to just put it up against the top piece of the trim like this because water will go down in between it. So what we do is we go a little bit past where we're supposed to on the top. You see that's enough to accommodate the J there. And then we cut this inner piece and push it down. And that way any water that gets caught in here is going to shed over and go down the side. So this piece is going to slide up under here. See that? And that is how we're going to nail it. And J channel, we should be able to just cut with tin snips. It is just plastic and not too thick. Okay, now we're ready to just slide that on and nail it on. One of the things you need to know about J channel, and this is also true with the siding itself, you do not want this part, the vinyl parts, nailed tightly to the wall. You want to leave just a tiny bit of space so they have room to expand and contract with the temperatures, because that will definitely be happening. Also, if you're working when it's cold, this is more likely to shatter, so you have to be a little more gentle with it. It's a very mild day today, so we're in good shape. All right, we've got our house wrap up, we've got it taped along the edges, we've got our starter strip up nice and level, and we've got our J channel around all of our trim pieces. We are actually ready to now start putting on the actual siding, and we're going to do that next time around. But in the meantime, we've got you started for siding on your own house on Jill of All Trades.